All right. John Worthington, Steve Sarich, and Valtino Hicks.
Thank you, Vice Chair Kilmer. My name is John Worthington, for the record. Trying to guide you here as you go forward. On the 5073, I thought that you got away with regulating medical practice. Generally speaking, you let the Medical Quality Assurances Commission do that kind of stuff. Because they're doctors, they have malpractice insurance and things like that. Now you're going to allow the counties and the cities to regulate medical practice and determine dosage guidelines. So now you're going to allow them to practice medicine without a license and without malpractice insurance. So this is what happens when you proceed without the proper legal background and what you're trying to do here. And in California, when they gave the counties and cities control, they turned around and sued the state and tried to say, well, it's illegal federally. They lost, but that's what you're going to get here. You're going to get a hodgepodge of something that allegedly we were going to make clear. We came here to make clear. I think you're better off holding a hearing for us in front of you and actually rescheduling marijuana into Schedule 3 and then telling the federal government by federal injunction in the federal court that they can't enforce Schedule 1 here because we've decided it belongs in Schedule 3. You can't show that it has a lethal dose. It has medical value. Pretty soon we're going to be having direct derivatives of marijuana in Sativex on the market. So you're just kicking the can further down the road. The easiest thing for you to do is to put marijuana in Schedule 3. I hear you got another 30 days coming, and I'd go ahead and start working on that rather than go to the cities and have them practicing medicine without a license and without regulating doctors. And I know a lot of the conservative senators, I've heard them say that there's other treatments for cancer and all that. And, you know, well, yeah, there are, but let the Medical Quality Assurances Commission decide that. They got the medical licenses and they got the malpractice insurance. I could actually go to your insurance company and say, hey, do you know you're practicing medicine without insurance? And make them sweat a little bit. So I think you're better off rescheduling, like I said. Thank you.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
My name is
All right, please.
My name is Valtino Hicks, and I'm a patient on Cannacare. I'm from Yakima, Washington. First, I'd like to say to Ms. Kohl-Welles that I am a stakeholder, and I was not asked for my input. And there are OxyContin dispensaries in the state of Washington. They're called pain management clinics. Now, on March 24th of this year, I was acquitted of charges relating to possession of marijuana, manufacturing marijuana, and all kinds of other fantastic stuff that they wanted to throw in there at the last minute. Now, I was denied my medical marijuana defense by Judge Robert Lawrence Berry of Yakima, Washington, and he said that I couldn't have a medical defense because he decided that he didn't want me to have one. And I thought that I was entitled to have a medical defense, but clearly I was denied that. Now, I'm here to testify particularly to Section 10, 1A and 1B. Since there is no fiscal note, I can't speak on the fiscal responsibility of this right now. Now, this bill will only ensure that my rights and freedoms will be in constant jeopardy. Yakima law enforcement has stated in the past that they do not recognize the medical marijuana laws, and this bill will give Yakima law enforcement the tools to ignore the state law and create their own on medical marijuana. Now, Washington already has a problem with overzealous cops, and you guys know that for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Good afternoon, Senators. My name is Steve Sarich from Cannacare. For 13 years, we've been coming to you, begging for your help. We have been assaulted by law enforcement in the state of Washington who will not obey the state law. And so everybody's been asking for clarity. You've called this euphemistically unequal enforcement of the law. What it really meant was they are just not obeying the law depending on which county you're in. Now you bring us a proposal where you would allow each and every city, town, hamlet, burg out there to make up their own medical marijuana law. They could decide how many plants you could have, how much medication you could have. You guys are creating chaos if you pass this measure. There's absolutely no way I could be able to drive from Seattle to Spokane, maybe stop in Yakima to see Val, where all of a sudden Yakima is a dry county, and I'm legal in Seattle and I'm legal in Spokane, but I could be arrested in 10 different cities in between here and there. That's what this bill does, and I really recommend that you just wait until this next session. Have a real live hearing on these issues instead of rushing these bills through without enough input from the committee. I agree with Val. I'm a stakeholder. I've been a stakeholder in this community for 8 years. Jeannie kohl-welles did not bring this bill to my attention. I didn't get to vote on it. I had no input in this, and neither is any other patient I'm aware of. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.